Hey, gorgeous people. I want to give you a manifestation and creation hack that maybe you've heard before, maybe you haven't, but regardless, I feel like there's going to be some codes in here for you about creating the life, the business that you dream of. Whatever it is that is on your heart, that is actually for you, that's in alignment with your highest self, that is on your heart because it is actually from that soul place as opposed to just from the ego level of desire, but that heart level desire that might be bigger than you even want to admit to yourself. You know, those desires that you want to believe that you can do and have and create, that you're not sure how. If you're not sure how, sometimes that'll feel like the end. You have a dream, you have a goal, you have a desire, you have something you want to create, but you don't know how. Have you ever had that before? Where you're like, well, I really want to run a retreat, but I have absolutely no idea where to start, so I'm just not going to bother, right? It's too big. I don't know how. You don't have to actually know how is the brilliant thing. Because in the words of Marie Forleo, everything is figure-outable. Isn't that amazing? Everything is figure-outable. Everything. So if it's something that is actually for you, because it's on your heart, it doesn't matter if you know how to do it right now. You don't have to know how right now. You haven't done it yet, right? We actually learn through doing. We learn how to do things by doing them. And I have heard so many people say, if I was supposed to have done it, I would have already done it by now. What? That doesn't even make any sense. Because you're going to do it, you should have already done it? What? No, we exist inside time and things happen in a linear fashion. And just because you haven't done it yet doesn't mean you're not capable of doing it in the future. Doesn't mean you're not capable of learning. And you don't have to know how. The easiest way that I can have to describe it is if it's on your heart and you want to create it, you want to manifest it, and it's a pure soul intention, you can speak it into the ethers. You can say it with that pure-hearted feeling. I want to create this. Even if I don't know how. I want this. I desire this. If it is for you, if it is in your highest and best good, if it's aligned with your cosmic trajectory, as long as you believe that it's possible and you don't hang on to it, and you don't suffocate it, and you don't say that it can only show up in one particular way. My hair just went like inside my eye. It felt amazing. If you don't try to micromanage it or believe that you can't, and you just leave it up to the creativity of the universe, the how is going to come for you, right? In ways that you might not even be able to fathom because you don't know them yet, right? It could come in terms of collaborations, co-creations, plot twists in your life. It often shows up like a huge challenge, unfortunately, for you to overcome, but then you learn from it and you grow from it and you get the resilience or the knowledge or the know-how or the skills or the connections that you needed from that experience to do this thing that you want to create that you have no idea how. It can come from just speaking the desire into the universe, saying you have no idea how to do it, and then, bam, a teacher shows up. Whether that's a friend with skills or a course that you see advertised on Instagram, it doesn't matter. The right things, the right ingredients for you to do the thing are going to show up for you if it is something that is for you to do. And you're not squishing it down with this idea that, because I don't know how, I can't, and I won't. Don't worry about the how. If you try to micromanage the how, and because you do have maybe some idea of how a creation or manifestation can happen, Did you know that the micromanaging of the universe actually can keep that thing from coming to you in its most expansive form? Because right now, of course, you are a multidimensional magical being, but you're also a human, and we have limited perspective from our human aspect, right? From the eyes that we are looking at the world through right now. So if you give it up to the universe and you're just like, okay, I don't know how, but let's see what happens. The universe itself, God, creator, source, creation, can bring you opportunities beyond your wildest imaginations, right? Things that you can't even comprehend can come your way. And maybe it's because at the time you wouldn't enjoy them, but you change. Or maybe it's because they're so random that there's no way you could have possibly predicted it. It's the good news though. You don't have to know how. If you try to control the how, you're limiting the possibilities. And at the same time, if you stay open to how, the how shows up for you, right? And you might not even realize it until it's already there. And you're like, oh, this brought me what I wanted. I want to give you one example. I had no idea how this was going to work. But when I broke my ankle when I was, I want to say like 28 years old, the thing that killed me more than anything was not being able to dance, not being able to move. I couldn't even chair dance because it hurt. Everything's attached, right? Foot bone to the rest of the body bones. It hurt so much that I just went, wow, this is so important to me. Maybe this is what I should be devoting my life to at that time, right? Because I was in this spaciousness of going, I want to teach, I want to do something, I want to help, but I don't know what. And things had been falling apart. The things that I was trying to put towards it just weren't working out. So I just said to the universe, hey, I want to be a dance teacher. And at the age of 27, with no professional dance experience, just like cheerleading and gymnastics and a ton of raves and festivals in my past, I had really no business saying I was going to be a professional dance teacher. Like, what was that coming from? But it was on my heart. It was this pure heart, soul feeling of this is what I want to do. And I had no idea how. And instead of going into the thought process of like, well, I could do this, well, I could do that, I just kind of let it go. And I'll be honest with you, I even forgot about it for a while as I was working on healing myself. But then a few months later, all of a sudden an advertisement for a conscious dance facilitator training showed up somewhere online. And I took that. And I didn't go too much further with it because I was afraid of having to pick out music. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make playlists. This was before Spotify, before it was easy. I like, this feels overwhelming. I just like going and having my friends put on the tunes and then I'll dance to that. I didn't know how I was going to make it all work. And then a few months later, I found hula hooping and I got really good at it. And suddenly I was being asked to perform and suddenly I was teaching and suddenly there were all of these other apps and things like Spotify and iTunes that just made making the playlists like not even a thing. It was easy. But if I had gotten really caught up in all of those ways that I all of the things I didn't know how to do, would I have gotten to that same place? Maybe. Or maybe I would have sat in the dance teacher. I can't be a dance teacher. That's crazy. I don't know how to make playlists. I don't know how to dance. I'm not like, if I had just shut it down, would it still have come to me? I don't know. Perhaps. Perhaps not. But I didn't have to actually worry about the how. The how just came through exactly when it needed to, right? That state of openness and surrender to the things that are on our heart, they will come to you. And that's not to say that you're not going to have to do something. I just want to make that really clear. There's still aligned action, but it's following the next right thing instead of trying to go 20 steps ahead to the end result and saying, well, I don't know how to become a dance teacher, so I'm just not going to even try and I'm going to write that out of my possible existence, right? I did the same thing when I wanted to bring my business online. I knew for years that was the thing I was going to do. I didn't know how. And there was a lot to learn. But when I realized that it was time, I just put that intention out to the universe and said, okay, bring me the teachers, bring me the resources. And they showed up in droves. It's very much like how the universe actually resembles the like Facebook and IG and TikTok and AdSense on Google algorithms. If you show an interest in something, it's going to bring you more of that. And then more. And then more. And you'll be like, wow, I have everything I need. The universe is going to bring you more creative options than you can possibly conceive of. So do yourself a favor. Don't worry about the how until it shows up right in front of you. Okay? And then be open to those hows when they come in packages that are unexpected. Maybe it's a digital course that you can purchase. Maybe it's a coach that has the skill set that just shows up and you're like, oh my gosh, you have the tools that I need. Or maybe it's a friend. Maybe it is, a fairy dressed up like Tinkerbell with a magic wand. Don't limit how it's going to show up, and don't throw away the package because it doesn't look like you expected, because it could be something even better. Beautiful souls. Let me know in the comments if there are any questions about letting go of the how, because it's a big topic. Surrender, trust, faith. These are not easy things, and I'd love to dive in deeper if it's something you're interested in. For now, have a beautiful rest of your night. Sweet dreams, or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. All my love.